Welcome to Conversations with Our Kids,
here on Win FM 98.9.
Hi. No, I am Shama.
I am Xavier. On today's show, we are going to have a conversation about setting goals at our age and how to keep our New Year's resolutions. Many people set goals, but they don't make it to the end of the year. Today's guest is Mrs. Tracy Watley, who is a counselor and owner of Island Therapy. She is going to talk to us about how we could set goals as kids.
But first, we will have to make a short break and shout out to sponsor helpers.
Hello, this is Harper's.
You got a clock, you got a chair, you got some headphones.
Yep, we got that.
What about a stapler and printer?
Yep, we got that.
Do you have a floor mat too?
Yep, we got that.
Tell me you got some cables and a projector. Help us come and get what you want. We got that. Hey, 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 hey. And we know exactly what you need before you say. So,
Yeah, we got that.
right here,
Yeah, we got that.
Harper's,
Yeah, we got that.
all that
Yeah, we got that.
Harper's,
Yeah, we got that.
right here,
Yeah, we got that.
Harper's,
Yeah, we got that.
all that
Yeah, we got that.
Harper's.
Yeah, we got that.
Welcome back to Conversations with Our Kids.
Mrs. Watley, can you please tell us about yourself?
Hi, good morning to everyone. I am Miss Watley. I'm a counselor and I'm also the owner of Island Therapy, and I work along with children and adolescents in terms of helping them with their emotions and also with any psychological issues they may have, and teaching them about coping skills. And I'm really happy to be here this morning to speak on the issue of goal setting and New Year's resolutions, because I know people don't think that children make goals and have resolutions. So I'm really happy to be here with the two of you today.
Thank you, Mrs. Watley, for coming into today to share some tips on how we can set goals as children. I think it's important to set goals which could help improve in our school life, family life, and extracurricular activities.
We would also like to thank Harper's for giving us these awesome journals to write down our goals and plan how we will spend 2023. We visited the store on Thursday and had so much fun picking out our supplies.
Mrs. Watley, can you share some tips with us on setting goals?
Hey, before we share tips about setting goals, it's really important for us to really talk about what are goals and what are New Year's resolution, because we may say, yes, okay, it's 2020. You hear your parents say, it's 2023. We are going to be, I have my New Year's resolution. What's that? What is that for you? I remember we are having a conversation, so I really do need you to speak with me. So what's a goal? What's the New Year's resolution?
What is it?
Yeah. So you haven't done any New Year's resolution and any goal setting?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
I have tried to do well when I went back to school in my schoolwork.
Oh, so you try to improve on your schoolwork. So that's a goal that you would have set. So what about Shamar?
To learn how to write cursive before the end of the school term.
Oh, okay. That's a real good goal, and I see. Goals are important to us, and why are goals are important? Because they help us in terms of keeping on track, and they teach us perseverance. What it is, you think perseverance is?
I really don't know.
To be passionate?
To be passionate. Okay, I can take that. And perseverance is when you go you do something and you stick with it, and no matter what happens, you keep working on it. And that's a life skill that I think is important for us to teach our young people from a very young age, how to go at and keep at doing something. And so it teaches us, goal setting teaches us to be responsible and how to stay committed. And those are things that are important for us to learn from a very young age. So it may sound simple as just that you're setting a New Year's resolution, but it's real important for us to do. Now, it helps us also to develop good habits. And you would have given me 2 good examples of habits that you would like to cultivate, and 2 school habits, that is, because you want to improve your grades at school and you would like to be able to learn to write cursive by the end of the year. And that's interesting because in terms of setting goals, we have to make sure that our goals are SMART. You think, well, and SMART is an acronym. You know what an acronyms?
No.
Acronyms are something like a shortened form for something longer than, for lack of better words. And so when I say SMART, it means that your goal has to be specific. That's the S. That's what the S stands for. Specific. The M stands for measurable. It has to be achievable, also relevant, and time-bound. And why is that important when it is to make our goals SMART and make sure that it has all of these? Is that sometimes we come up with our New Year's resolution or our goals, and most persons, especially for adults, we don't make it past January in terms of the type of goals we set, because of the fact that they weren't SMART goals. So it means that they weren't realistic. In terms that, that's like me saying that by the end of January, I would like to be like a size 0. Or would that be a real unrealistic goal? And so it's very important that when we are setting goals, we make sure that these things are in it. And Shamar's goal was, I think, a very SMART goal because of the fact that he said by the end of the year. So that means that his goal means that he's going to be improving incrementally as opposed to putting the pressure on. Because when we don't make sure that our goals are SMART, it can put pressure on us. Who here like to feel pressured? Who like to feel pressured?
Nobody.
Nobody like to feel pressured like I have to do it. I'm not getting it done. And so it's important that our goals are smart. Now, it's also important too that when you make goals that it's not just one-sided goals, but you make sure that your goals and your resolution forms the basis of different things. So you can have healthy goals. You can have goals that are physical. You can have mental goals. And so you could have goals that talk about healthy eating. You could also have goals that talk about exercising and, goals that deal with our mental health. So the first thing I would like you to do is think about last year. Think about your year last year. What went good and what went bad for you? What are some of the accomplishments you had from last year? What are some things that you are so proud about last year? Even one thing.
Well, one thing I'm proud about is that I had fun with my family and my friends.
Okay, good. So you had an awesome year with your family and friends. What about you?
One thing that I liked about my vacation is that when I finally got my exam results, I passed the pass mark.
Oh, awesome. So you had, with your schoolwork, you had an excellent. Okay. Now we have, in life, we have good times and we have bad times. So what was something that, last year that you didn't, felt so good about?
That I had to stay home for the vacation. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that. Okay. What about you, Shama?
Well, there's nothing really much that I was mad or upset about. I was mostly happy all the time.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything that you would like to improve on for this year? So now when you look at your last year and you say, you know what, I can make a resolution to continue doing this, or I can make resolutions to improve on something. So then is when now you get to come up with your goals for this year. What am I going to try and improve on this year? That's how we start out January in terms of getting to where it is that we want to be. So, you want to think about it?
I know.
Okay, let's go.
So I promised myself to go to sleep early on school nights.
Early. So let's look at your goal and let's see if it's a smart goal. You promised to go to sleep early most nights and school nights.
Yes.
Okay, school nights are good. So what is early for you?
Like around 9, 8.
9, 8. So think about it now. Let's go. So you now have to put in the time that you plan to go to sleep. So you add. How you started it?
I promised myself to go to sleep early on
So
school night.
I promised myself to go to sleep
Early.
like as early as 8 o'clock on school nights. So now that's a smart goal. Because you can tell me early, and early might be 12 o'clock for you in your mind, so it's very important. What about you? Yeah, he's just fixing his goal. I'll write while you speak.
I would like to eat. I would like to eat healthy and start doing a lot more of activities.
Awesome. You like to eat healthy and start doing a lot of activities. So what type of healthy? What is your healthy? How would you eat healthy? How would you know it's healthy eating?
Try not to have a lot of sugar.
Okay, so so we could add that. I would like to try and eat healthy by lessening my sugar intakes. Good. And then you say start doing more exercise. How would you start doing more exercise?
I like track and field.
Good. So you like to start eating healthy by lessening your sugar intake and by exercising more, by joining a track and field club. Give me a time. I need a time to it. Remember, our goals need to be smart.
What time for?
A time frame
For
for your goal. When are you going to start eating healthy? When are you going to join the track
April.
and field? By April. Okay, by
because
April.
my birthday, that's why.
So your goal is to get it done by April, which is your birthday. Awesome. And so
Oh, May. May is my birthday.
by May. Okay, good. So it's very important that when we write goals, we think about it, we can write it first, and then we can always go back over and make sure that it's smart. Could anybody remind me and tell me what the smart means?
Specifics.
Specific. The M is for
Motivate. No. Motivate.
measurable.
Measurable.
A is for
Alternative.
achievable. The R is for
Reckonable.
relevant. Okay,
Relevant.
we're definitely gonna get the last one. The T is for
Timeable.
timely. Good, awesome. And that is something that you are gonna take with you all through your career, your school life, all through your adult life, and even when you're old like me, we have to remember to keep making smart goals, and that's really important. What's even awesome if you can do this with your parents, so it makes sure that there is accountability. What does accountability means? Anybody?
I don't know.
It's when you have. I don't remember.
Accountability means that there is someone or something there that motivates you, or reminds you about doing these things. It's important to have have accountability, so you both can be each other accountability partner in just giving a reminder and say, well, you say, Shama, are you coming? How are you keeping with your New Year's resolution in terms of going to sleep early on your school days? And you can ask her too. So how are you coming along with your eating habits in terms of lessening your sugars? So it's important that we all help each other in terms of keeping our New Year's resolution. Now, one of the things that you also need to remember is that as much as we can plan, there is also room for that we are probably not going to make it. And it's okay when we don't fulfill our New Year's resolutions, because hey, that's just life. We can plan for everything, but it doesn't mean that everything is going to go our way. And a lot of the times that our emotions get the best of us when we can't get things done the way that we plan it, or the way that we think that it should happen. And so you leave that room open. That's why one of the things is that make sure it's timely. That, okay, well, and if today you ate 10 bags of sweets, you say, you know what, okay, I can get this done tomorrow, and you can start back from tomorrow. And if tonight, not tonight, on Monday, you go to sleep at, your goal was 8, 9, but you go to sleep at 10, you say, you know what, I'll get it done the next day. That's not be too hard on yourself, okay? And hey, that's some things that are very important when it comes to goal setting and New Year's resolutions. Any questions?
No.
So, good.
That was so informative and fun. We want to thank Mrs. Watley for coming in and having an awesome conversation with us about planning our 2023.
Kids can do anything They put their minds to.
I agree. Until next Saturday, thank you for tuning in to Conversation with Our Kids on WinFM 98.9, Win Media SKN on Facebook and YouTube. We have to say that again.
See you all next week.
Hello, this is Harper.
You got a clock, you got a chair, you got some headphones.
Yep, we got that.
What about a stapler and printer?
Yep, we got that.
Do you have a floor mat too?
Yep, we got that.
Tell me you got some cables and a projector. Help us come and get what you want. We got that. Hey, 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 hey. And we know exactly what you need before you say so.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Our Kids.
Tune in every Saturday morning to Conversations with Our Kids.
Oh my gosh, I am